Hey everybody, welcome back to the World RPG. Gonna do another video here today. Today we're gonna probably do a little bit of rambling when we just farm some bosses, try and get some basic gear. If you're coming here from the Discord channel, I just want to say thank you for checking out the videos. Better skill up my abilities. It's going to be similar to the loop we were doing at the end of the last video today. And we're just hoping to get some decent gear upgrades. Ooh, it's probably still gonna die here, yeah. That's okay. So yeah, we're gonna talk about I don't know what we're gonna talk about today. A couple different things probably. Maybe we'll yeah. I don't think we're gonna bother with killing the crab boss anymore. Probably just go between these two bosses here. I think right now we need to just get some levels is the most important thing. Oh, I don't think that's very useful for us. Yeah, much less stats. And I don't think it crafts into anything that we want to use on this character, so. Perhaps we'll do a little bit more grinding on some of these guys and try and hit 200 so that we can even use the gear that drops from this boss. I have a pretty good idea about what gear I'm going to go for. But for now we're just going to use whatever drops basically, because just about anything is going to be an upgrade. Should set up my hotkeys as well. Go. Okay. Yeah, our gear's really far behind, so hopefully we can get a couple decent upgrades. Some armor upgrades would be the best thing right now, just to help keep us alive fighting the boss. Oh, like that. There we are. If we check that out, 72% to 78%. That's a pretty big difference. Maybe we'll go give this another try now. Ooh. We'll get it. We'll get it. We need a little bit more damage is the problem. Once our AoE can kill these guys in one shot, that'll make the fight go a lot faster. We're still using some pretty old gear here, so some upgrades will be nice. Look at that. Upgrade on our Berserk. Okay, we got that off in time. Seems like it's not going too bad. As long as he doesn't summon any more ads, we should have him just fine. And there we go. So that's unfortunate. He dropped the boss item, which we definitely won't be able to fight anytime soon, not till we get some better gear. There's a nice ring upgrade from one of the random enemies. See if we can get a helmet and a weapon as well. This boss has a couple decent items we'd like to get from him, though. You can drop a pretty decent helmet for us, as well as upgradable weapons, the Raven set of weapons and armor. I believe only the weapons are upgradable, not the armor, though. Getting that will help us kill a few more tougher bosses, hopefully. We are high enough level to move on to the next area, but I don't think we'll be able to kill the boss there, so we'll keep cycling between here and the polar bear, and hopefully we can get some gear from those guys. I really should be trying to group these guys up to kill them more efficiently. Like that. We got 20 of these weapon hand-ins to do, so we can just come over here and hand all those in, get a couple more levels. Again, I'm probably going to go about an hour on this video as well. It'll mostly just be killing these bosses, I'm guessing. But if we get lucky with some drops, I'll move on to some tougher bosses, maybe. Nothing, of course. I find this polar bear, especially, has some pretty bad drop rates. Go. And while we're at it, we can hand in some of these other ones, probably. Not enough for that. One of those, that's fine. Okay. Now, as long as we save our AoE stuff for the ads, I think we should be able to kill this guy pretty easy this time. Okay, dodge out of his darkness wave. Okay, and then we'll drop this, and then do this. Ooh. Okay, well, that's good. Okay, I think we got it here. Hopefully he doesn't summon any more before we can kill him. Ideally, we'd like to see the Raven Greatsword or Helm of the Dead drop here. Hey, Raven Greatsword and the Raven Ring. That's pretty good. Can swap out our ring. And if you take a look at this, 680 damage, 68 strength. Versus... where is it? Yeah, that's... we get the negative attack speed on here, but the damage and the strength bonus we get for it more than makes up for it. As well as... the recipe here for Great Sword of Darkness. We need 5 iron ore and 1 silver ore. So we can go get that quick. I showed off mining the magic stones in the last episode, but I didn't show the regular stuff. It works more or less exactly the same, though. Okay. Hand these in again while we're here. We're going to head back to the starting village. And we'll come pick up a regular pickaxe, which as you can see can mine iron and silver ore, which is what we're looking for. Now, I haven't actually been there in these videos yet, but you can go to the capital here. And I believe there is another blacksmith up here that you could go to as well, if you'd like. But we'll be coming back here to do some other stuff later. For now, we want to go to the mining village and mine up some more to upgrade this greatsword. A helmet upgrade would be real nice. We're still using something from like the third area in the game. Okay, that should probably be good. Bring our bag up. We'll get to an open inventory. We'll get 5 iron ore and 1 silver ore. Head back here. I prefer to go to this blacksmith just because it's faster. And we'll make the Greatsword of Darkness, which is an attack speed bonus instead of a negative, and much more damage and strength. So, very good. Next, we'll head off to the next area, the Volcanic Lands here. We'll be going back there to fight the other boss still, but we'll see if we can't get some good XP here from some of these enemies as well. Maybe still a little slow. But we'll try the actual boss. See how this goes. He's going to bring his shield up, and he's also going to summon some adds. You can see, even though he has the shield up, we are still dealing a little bit of damage. It's not much, but... So, we are going to do that, and then we're going to use our Berserk, and we're going to target the adds. So he was using his big AoE there. Normally you're going to want to get out of the way of that, but because we had our Berserk active, we were unkillable anyways. Ooh, well, he still got me, but we got him over half, so we'll get him next time. When he starts channeling like that, usually you want to get way out of the way. It's not actually an instant kill attack, but it will deal a lot of damage and kill most people in one hit, especially at this level. So we'll just head back there to Volcanic Lands. And we'll go finish this guy off, hopefully. Our Berserk isn't up, but it should be up shortly. Okay, the Berserk's up just in case he summons again. And you can see the shields don't last very long. We're healing more than enough to just sit here and tank him. But I'm going to use this for the damage boost every once in a while. Maybe even throw that out. There we go. Oh, look at that. We got our weapon upgrade right away. Now the Nightmare Rod, again, is the summoning for this. Yeah. Item summon for a boss, but we're not going to fight him right now. Maybe if we get some good item drops, we'll be able to fight him later in this video. Level 220, so we actually can use it. It's not an upgrade right now, not until we upgrade this as well. So we check recipe, Great Sword of Crimson Flame. Flames. Oops. You see we need 10 ore and 10 iron and 2 silver this time, but we will go ahead and do that. So we'll head back over to the mine village quick. so far I'm enjoying this this character quite a lot. I will do some other videos on other classes as well. I know in the 0.50 update coming shortly, there'll be a pretty big overhaul to this leveling, but I'll keep playing this character after that point. We should be at the bossing by then. But when that update comes out, I'll start another character. If there's a specific class you'd like to see me level up, I can definitely do that on the new update. That should be more than enough. So we'll go ahead and get our silver and iron ore. And there we go, 2 silver, 10 iron. And we'll craft ourselves another weapon. Excuse me. There we are. This again, far more damage and strength and a bonus to attack speeds. This one's 2600, 175, 2800, 220. So definitely much better. There we are. We can head back now to the duchy and we can go kill that boss again. He still, like I said earlier, has a helmet drop I wouldn't mind getting. Especially since the helmet I'm using is not very good. Okay, he's going to put his shield on. He's going to use his AoE. Get out of the way of that. Again, we'll use our Berserk when he brings his adds up, and we will try and take those guys out. Think we should be okay here. There we go. Of course, we're dealing a lot more damage now. So this is a much easier fight. There we go. No drops, but still some decent XP. Okay, we'll head back here and go fight the polar bear again. We haven't seen a single frozen crystal, the item boss, the item for the item boss in this area. Still nothing, huh? That's okay. There is a really good helmet I wouldn't mind getting from one of the enemies, but most of the gear from them is not much of an upgrade, so. And we're just going to keep going back and forth between these bosses. Hopefully we can get some good items. We've gotten pretty lucky so far. And let's see if this guy's back up now. He is. And we'll go do the same thing. Wait for him, yeah. And then we'll pop our Berserk and we will... Yeah, we should be good now. There we are. Make sure to keep using my Q ability here, because it's much better damage. Looks like he has a bit of a Berserk thing going here as well. I think trying to kite that's the wrong idea. I think just hitting him and trying to lifesteal through it's going to be better. We're still fairly squishy. We're only staying alive because of our lifesteal at this point. Most people play this character as a DPS, but I'm thinking I want to build him more tanky, just for soloing stuff. Don't plan on soloing too much, but I like to be survivable. I'm not the best when it comes to the harder bosses. So I like to be able to take a hit. So I have a couple items in mind for that. keep using our abilities here. And... no. Unfortunate, but that's okay. He does have wings that he can drop as well, which would be probably a pretty good upgrade for us. We'll head back here. So right now we're still looking just for the helmet drop from this guy. Oh, that's bad. Okay, well we got it, we're good. So he had used the stun on me there, so I couldn't activate my Berserk. He used it right after he summoned his guys, too. But we're dealing enough damage that it should be no problem here. Okay, well, he did drop another Cursed Mask. I should be able to fight that item boss shortly, but I don't think I'm quite strong enough for it yet. I'd like to get a couple more items, some more stats, some more levels. We're really close to unlocking our ultimate ability here, so hopefully that would be nice. Not sure what it is for the Berserker, but... the range on that AoE is actually very far. Hand in these. Head back here. Sorry for being quiet, there's not a whole lot to talk about really here, just trying to grind the same bosses, but that is the game. We still haven't seen a single frozen crystal drop here to summon one of the item bosses, which is unfortunate because there's a couple of really good items we could get from it. Next will be back here. We'll take this guy out quick. He hasn't quite respawned yet. Did I do this out of order? I think I may have. No, I don't think I did. I think I'm just a little too fast. I can't even remember. The Nightmare Rod here, we can take to summon. It's a little different than the other item bosses. You don't just use it. You have to take it to a specific place, but... okay. Again, I'm not worried about his AoE, because I have my Berserk going. Now we'll just try and heal up while we can. There we go. After he drops below 50%, he gets into an enraged state, so... it is cutting it pretty close. Oh, very close. We actually got him, and the armor dropped. Very nice. I don't think the armor actually upgrades to anything. No, but it is still an upgrade. We'll pick that up quick. Compared to what we're wearing here. If we take a look at our damage reduction here, we're at 78%. If we swap over to the new armor, 88%, an extra 10% damage reduction. That is very significant, especially with how squishy we are. Get those in, head back over here. think we might almost be strong enough to take on the item bosses in this area now, so maybe we'll give one of them a shot. We actually want to be fighting both of them. They both have some good item drops that I'd like to get. Okay. Drop my AoE again. Oh, I'm just short on being able to kill them with my AoE alone. But as you can see, this boss is a bit of a joke now, so there we go. Yep, didn't drop. That's okay. There is a pretty good helmet that we can get from one of these bosses, as well as a ring and armor upgrade. There's a couple rarer things I'd like. There's a weapon I'd like to get, but it's quite a rare drop, so we'll see if it drops. Go here. Probably going to die quite a few times here on the Blood Wraith. She has a few different abilities. Of course, she is going to put up a shield. But she can also summon some enemies here, like this. And she's gonna... Ooh! Has... I didn't get it off in time. I was trying to use my Berserk there. She can go into a bit of an enraged state where she starts pulling you in and healing off your attacks. I might not quite have enough damage to fight her yet, but we will see. Ideally, if I get my Berserk off in time, I should be able to just eat all the damage, no problem. I'd like to save my Berserk for when... Whoop! So, that there is an instant death attack, which hits in an... She shoots at the projectiles around her in a star pattern, and then they curve and come back in. They can be quite annoying to dodge. I'm really bad at avoiding that one there. On ranged characters, it's a lot easier to see coming and get out of the way of. Ooh, I may have to use my Berserk here. Yeah. We'll drop this and start attacking. Hopefully we can heal up here. Okay, we got some damage off. Okay. Ah. Not quite fast enough to run through it that way. I should have gone to the right there. And unfortunately, because of that, she's going to be healing back up again. Yeah, almost back up to full. We can get her if we play it right. Just gotta dodge that instant death attack. But getting some items from her will make it a lot nicer. Let's give this another try. Wait for her shield to go away. She summons up her adds. Okay. She uses her Berserk thing there, so I'll use mine. Okay. She heals up quite a lot when using that, so it's a little unfortunate, but she is bleeding, so I am gonna use that there. Been forgetting to use it a lot. I want to keep my eye open. Okay, she's using that again. Okay. Oh, I didn't quite get out of the range of it, but we made some decent chunk. Because of my bleeding effect going around her all the time, it's hard to see when the AoE is coming out. Spend our stat points there. We almost have our ultimate ability too. Maybe it'd be a little more worth it to just grind out that ultimate ability first, but... Okay. She went right into her Summon and Berserk, so I gotta use mine right away. I'd like to wait for her shield to go away, and then we'll activate our Bloodstorm. Blade Rush, rather. Ooh. So this is going to be a fairly big AoE. That did far less damage than I thought, but it did heal her, so... Oh! Well, this is not going how I planned, but that's okay. We'll get it. Might take a few tries. Yeah, even with her ads attacking, it's not too big of a deal, actually. It's just that AoE she does that really messes me up. So I just got to keep an eye. Oh, there it is. Ooh, we got it. She has a little, the indication for it is very, very small. It's just like an ellipses that she pulls out there. Okay, we're gonna AoE these guys down again. Okay, that's gonna be her big AoE here. Just gotta keep your eye close to see when she's gonna be using her instant kill attack. That's just the big thing. Okay, I'm gonna drop my Berserk again since she used that ability. Okay. Ooh. We managed to dodge it, thankfully. I don't know how we dodged it there, but we did. Use that. Okay, we should have her here. And no item drop. Oh, that's beautiful. Well, that's okay. We're going to be fighting her quite a few times. She has a item I want for upgrading an early weapon. Thankfully, our AoE instant kills those guys now. That's wonderful. Makes this fight a lot easier. Getting a little better at controlling that so I don't fly off in random directions. There we go, we got another Cursed Mask. So we're going to go fight the Blood Wraith again. Hopefully I don't die so many times. Here we go. And again, we just want to keep our eyes peeled for the ... which is going to use her instant kill attack. Wait for us to get close to death and then pop our Berserk. And heal up. And then I'm just keeping my eyes peeled, trying to look for that ... Yeah, right there. Oh, it's a little too close to it. That's okay. She can be a tricky one to learn, obviously, as I'm showing here. If you can learn to dodge that attack, she's pretty easy to fight. Of course, if you're playing a more supporty character, then you might be having some trouble with these bosses solo, which is totally fine. You can always look for a group to play in, or just do some grinding for levels. Will make a difference. Okay. I'm actually managing to out-heal her here, it looks like. Very nice. Ah, the auto-pathing, man. I was clicking over here, but still decided to run into it. I will get this. Okay. She uses her time to feed, so drop our AoE. Can drop it a second time to take him out. We have enough health that we can actually just heal right through that. Of course, it's scaling, every attack is healing us based on our maximum health, so the damage we deal, it's not like it's a usual lifesteal based on our damage. Whoop! I saw it there and didn't react in time. So, as is pretty evident, if you're having troubles with some of these item bosses, don't feel bad, especially trying to solo them can be quite difficult. But it's just about learning the bosses, and that'll transfer into later parts of the game as well. It's all about learning the bosses' patterns and how to avoid them. I'm going to wait for her to summon more ads, hopefully, before I drop my AoE. Looks like she's not going to, so I'm going to drop it right away. Can still heal through this. And I'm keeping my eyes open for the instant kill. Oh boy! Got out of it. That was a close one. Okay, that's fine. Just gonna drop those. I'll drop my Blade Rush again. Ooh, get attacking. There we are. Okay. Again, just keeping a close eye right here on the screen for those dots. So unfortunately, she started using that right as I started using my Blade Rush, but that's okay. We got her down below half. Okay, we'll give this another shot. Okay. Oh. Ooh. Dodged it. There we go. Ah, that's unfortunate. So the Blood Orb drop here is an intelligence weapon. This is our first look at green items, the Epic class, which is what a lot of our items are going to be in the future. This one is the Alcatra, which is the lowest of the Epic class items. But these are the items that are going to start having some bigger crafts. So if we check here in the recipes, Blood Orb, you can see it can actually be used in a whole lot of stuff. Some weapons and some other stuff, using a whole bunch of different crafts. None of those things we actually care about, I don't believe. Yeah, so you know what? It might actually be kind of useful for this spear. I might want to use that. Spears are considered two-handed great weapons. I'm also going to recall my bag here. I haven't showed off this section here. This is where the bags normally hang out. You have your normal bag, and then you have your powder carrier here. It works sort of like a second backpack. But you have a storage here as well, which also has a bunch of storage slots that you can use. I think 4, just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and drop some of this stuff off in my storage for later, just to save up the room in my inventory. Okay. Now, we'll go kill this guy again. We're 1 level away from our ultimate ability, so we'll be interested to see what that is. Get a bleed off, and ooh, that weird pathing again. With the 100% attack speed that we have on the active for Berserk, it makes the healing on our passive pretty ridiculous, so... Nope, that's okay. But now that we are 260, you can see we have had our ultimate ability thrown in here. Let's give this a look. Well, that is a lot of damage and a full heal, it looks like. Well, we'll go give that a test on a boss. That's quite the nuke there. So it'll make killing bosses like the Blood Wraith there a lot easier. Spend all these. Come on. Go. Head back over here. There's still a couple items I wouldn't mind getting from one of these item bosses, so no harm in coming by here and seeing if we can't get something. Hey, there we go. First one on this character. So for this, we are going to be fighting the Mammoth. Which is going to be an absolute breeze compared to the bosses we have been fighting, obviously. And there it is! The Glacier Guard is a helmet. As you can see, much better stats, and has a chance to freeze enemies on hit. It's a very nice upgrade for us. I don't think it crafts into anything I really want. It's just a nice middle ground item until I get something better. Yeah. But that's very nice. Okay. Now we're going to head back to here. I think we should be able to kill the item boss for this area now as well. So perhaps we'll give that a try. If we can get another one to drop. Ooh. Well, I'm tanky enough to just sit here and take it now, so. Not too bad. I guess that was the freezing effect from the Glacier Guard there around him. Okay. Ring of Crimson Flames, I believe, is an upgrade here. It is indeed. Very nice. So we'll be taking that Nightmare Rod, if it drops again, over to this area here, and trying to fight that boss. There's quite a few items I'd like to get from him, so. I believe this Glacier Guard is actually better than the helmet we can get from the boss in Duchy, up here. But he still has an increased chance of dropping that Cursed Mask, which is the best way to get it, I think. Perhaps in the next video I'll start grinding out some different item bosses other than the Blood Wraith. The other item boss here in the Duchy, the Monstrosity, he has a nice wing upgrade for us that I wouldn't mind getting. There we are. But there's still a couple things I'd like to get from the Blood Wraith here first. And there's a shared item table between them as well. I believe a ring and armor and some other stuff that is shared between both of them. Let's give this this ultimate a try, shall we? I'll wait for the shield to go up and wait for it to go down. Don't want to activate your ultimate and then have them bring their shield up right away. Okay, now that the shield is down, this is on our F. Well, that was very anime and a lot of damage. Oh, I was a little too close. The hitboxes can be pretty janky. It is a Warcraft 3 map, of course. But it's not too bad. Should have had my camera down and been moving more around this area. I was a little too close to her. But that ultimate does a whole lot of damage. All strength scaling. And it doesn't look to be that long of a cooldown either, which is very good. Just keeping our eye open for the ... again. There it is. Get fully out of the way. Okay. We'll heal back up here. Still quite hard to control that, but there we go. Cape of the Dead. This is an armor upgrade, an Alcatra class. It's a little less armor, but I think the rest of the stats make up for it. It's 100 less armor, so we go from, what were we at before? 91% damage reduction down to 89, so there's 2%. That's not that big of a deal. I think the 310 strength versus the 90 strength is a much bigger deal. Crit chance and skill damage is always good. And damage reduction. Yeah. I think using our Berserk will get us into low HP, which should activate that damage reduction. I think that's good. And this is used to craft a couple more things later. This is our first Alcatra class item that we can actually use as well. Very nice. These items on the ground are being a bit of a hassle. me just double check to see what the cleanup command is. Clean or equipment clean. After 2 minutes, okay. The Mammoth can still drop a ring upgrade, which I think is slightly better for us as well, so maybe we'll still try getting that. No drop, but that's okay. Now, if we were trying to grind levels, there is a much higher level area we could go to, which I can show off briefly here. If we head back to the Capital Prius area here, this is where we fought the turtle boss here. If we head just over to the right here, there's a portal here that goes to an area called the Deep Sea. These are going to be some much higher level enemies that we can get a lot better XP from grinding them, as opposed to just grinding enemies in other areas. But I think that the bosses are still overall going to be better EXP for us. There is a boss in this area we'll want to come fight as well, but I don't think we're quite strong enough to fight him efficiently yet. Go. We'll head back to the Volcanic Lands, and as you could see, there is another area at 350 called the Fairy Forest that we'll go to, but we're level locked to get there, so we'll get into all those bosses as we move along. Our Berserk leveled up again. Very nice. Wait for his shield to go down. And we'll activate our Berserk, try and get some damage going here. We heal up very fast once we're using our Berserk, so. And the increased magic damage taken is going to increase the damage of our bleed on this guy as well, so it is worth stacking that. There we go. We got both drops. That's actually amazing. Now if we check this, it's 130 strength, but it does deal 10,000 magic damage per second. It would be 5 less strength and would lose the EXP gain, but it'd be a little bit of extra damage per second in an AoE. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I am going to pick it up because it does craft into some things. Yeah, I can craft into a couple things. Cape of Corrupt Flame here. We'll actually want to get that later on, so. And Flame Soul here we'll also want. There's a couple different weapon options I could be going for. So I'm going to work towards both, and we'll just use whatever we get. And I'll test them out myself, see which ones I like better. So we'll head over here and we'll activate the Nightmare Rod. There's only one boss in this area. Or item boss like this anyways. There's some later game bosses we can fight here as well. This guy can be quite annoying. These AoEs that drop around the ground, they're not that big of a deal. But he has 2 other abilities that can be quite annoying. One of which will have him bounce around quite a lot. The other of which will be an instant kill attack, which we'll show off here. I'm sure I'll die to it a couple times. We'll use our ultimate here, get some burst damage off. There it is. You can see those projectiles shooting out around him. They're always going to move in the same pattern. So you're going to want to stand on the top side of him, because it'll start on his right side and shoot them in a circle going around. And you can do that usually about 3 times per fight. More if you're dying a lot. When he starts bouncing around like this, I think it's best just to kite him around for a bit, because fighting him is just going to be real annoying. We'll pop our Berserk here. So there we go. He does that again. You can see, we just run around him in a circle here like this, and we ignore it. We want to make sure we're still auto-attacking, of course, to heal up. Ooh, we might die here still, but that's okay. Ooh. Very close, very close. Ideally, we'd like to dodge these AoEs as if we can, but it means we're not auto-attacking, so we won't be healing if we do that. Now he will use this one more time. And we'll dodge these. You'll probably die quite a lot to that to your first time fighting him, your first couple times fighting him. But that's okay. It can be a very annoying one to dodge, but as long as you're standing on the top half of him and you keep your eye out for the ability trigger, you should be good. And there we go, that's our first kill on him. I've learned to fight this boss a lot better than the Blood Wraith. If you know what you're doing, then they're not bad at all. I find his attacks a lot easier to dodge, so. So, we'll maybe clear up a couple more bosses here and then wrap up the video for today. And we got a couple good upgrades. The Great Sword of Pure Flame, Glacier Guard, Cape of the Dead. Some decent item upgrades. We'll pop our Berserk here. Drop some of these. No item drop, but that's okay. Let's see if we can't go get another Cursed Mask and fight the Blood Wraith again. Okay. The Death Knight here is no problem. Seeing that we have some decent gear, this guy becomes a bit of a joke. Of course, levels make a big difference as well. You get quite a lot of stat points just from leveling up. And with how our abilities scale. There we go, Helmet of the Dead is the other helmet I was thinking about using. You can give them a look and compare. See if I can find it. Yeah, 165 armor, 85 all stats, and increased MP regen. Kinda useless. I think the stats on this are just much, much better. I believe the Helmet of the Dead can be crafted into a couple decent things, but not for this character, I don't think. I think it's mostly meant for int characters. Yeah. Turns into a hood for int characters. So it would have been nice to get just for some stats, because it would have been better, but this is a much better helmet drop to get, so. And we'll fight the Blood Wraith one more time. See if we can't get lucky with the weapon I'm looking for. Maybe next episode we'll do some monstrosity kills instead. Maybe we can even make this a deathless one. Use our ultimate there. Okay, that's fine. Oh, dropped the ultimate in the middle of her other one. I wasn't expecting that. But that's okay. She's still mostly dead. We'll wrap her up in just a second. As you can see, the respawn time gets longer and longer based on your level. So, at earlier levels, the deaths aren't too punishing, but the farther you get, the longer you're going to have to wait. A lot of these abilities trigger based on amount of missing HP, which is why that happened, by the way. Using my ultimate there did a huge chunk of her HP, so it triggered multiple abilities at once. Which if you're killing at a more steady pace, won't be an actual issue. Yeah, we'll just drop my Berserk here, make this go a little faster. Okay, managed to dodge that. Lots of enemies in the way, though, unfortunately. Blocking my movement. And no item drop. That's okay. We'll spend our stat points here. Yeah. So we got some good item upgrades today. Some decent stuff. Got some levels. Unlocked our ultimate ability. Made some decent progress. I'll wrap up this video here, I think. And I will see you guys in the next one, where we'll probably try out some of the monstrosity and maybe move on to some of these other tougher bosses. Maybe some early of the minor bosses. I didn't show this off last time, but if you actually type something in, then after your save notification, it'll save the file with a name. So when you have a lot of characters, it makes it a lot easier to find which code you're looking for. Okay, I will see you guys in the next episode then. Take care.